Good morning again. This is Rachel with Infused Meadows. Okay, so we're gonna make cheesecake. I apologize. I like to keep a paper towel somewhere nearby, and I forgot it. Okay, so I'm gonna walk you through how to make a crust because I told you in yesterday's video I don't like crust. Okay, but if you do, then what you want to do is whatever cookie is your favorite. Okay, just make sure, because most recipes are based off of an Oreo cookie. So think of the size of an Oreo. All right. So let's say you're going to do an Oreo cookie crust or chocolate chip. Honestly, it doesn't matter. Just make sure that you have roughly the same equivalent. You're going to take yourself 25 Oreos. Okay. You're going to throw that into your food processor or your blender, and you want to pulse that until you have a nice crumb. At that point, you're going to take that out and put it into a bowl, and you want to add yourself 4 tablespoons or 1/4 a cup of melted butter. And you're going to pour that butter into your cookie crumbs, and you're going to stir until everything is nice and coated. Once it is all nice and coated, you're going to put that into your pie pan, and then you just want to press. You can take the back of a measuring cup, press it down, make sure you press it on the sides, and then there you go. Okay, now some people say that to get it to release, what they do is they then take a thing of hot water and then they just hold it down into the hot water for a few seconds, and supposedly that works. I've never found a way to make it work. It is what it is. It's pressed down in there. You can try adding some butter to the bottom of your pan and then put that in there. That might actually help. Like I said, I don't like pie crust. I'm weird, I know. A lot of people like it. I'm just one of those weirdos that don't. I don't even like cake. All right, so now let's get on to the cheesecake. If you're in the U.S., you are going to use block at room temperature, softened. But unfortunately, if you're outside the U.S. and you're somewhere like I am where you can't get blocked cream cheese, then you end up with, these. They're slightly whipped. Let's not lie about it, okay? You're going to end up with these tubs, which is not the same as a block. But, you want a stable cheesecake, right? You don't want something that you're going to mix up and then it just falls apart. No. So, here we are. All right, so to my bowl, I've already got 1 measured out. You're going to do either 2 blocks if you're in the U.S., or 2 8-ounce cups of cream cheese, okay? Now, I pack this in because if you don't, you're not going to get that full 8 ounces, if that makes any sense. All right. We don't want to... So... I'm not wasting. Now, if all you have is this right here in these tubs, obviously it is already soft, so it doesn't matter if you've just pulled it out of the refrigerator or not. But I use my spatula to press this down to make sure I don't have any air pockets on the bottom, or else you'll get a false cup. Okay? And you're just going to do the same thing until you get this full. Now, if you end up with heaping, it's fine. Really is not going to matter. And I did have a little air pocket, so I'm glad I went heaping. And that's why I say it doesn't matter. You can probably weigh this out, 8 ounces, or you're doing 2, so you want 16 ounces, 1 pound of your cream cheese. Okay? Now this will come back into play. I'm just going to set that there. I'm going to pause while I run and put this cream cheese back in the refrigerator, and we'll be right back. Okay, so we have our cream cheese. Now, I'm going to go in with 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Having to think what I got here. 1, 2. And then to brighten that flavor, or enhance it if you want to call it that, we're going to go in with 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. And then a 1/3 cup of sugar. Now this is to taste, by the way, so when you whip this up, taste it and then see if you want to add more sugar. I like mine not too sweet, which is why I'm doing a 1/3 cup and not more than that. And then to this we want to add 1 cup, 8 ounces of heavy cream. If you're in the UK, probably other places, it's called double cream. But that's what you want to add to this, okay? And I don't know if people are like me. Scrape out your stuff. Don't be wasteful. I'm not being, whatever. It drives me insane when I watch somebody make something that they want you to believe that they're going to eat this and they can't even be bothered to use all of it. Anywho, sorry for the rant. We're going to go in and we're going to hand mix this, okay? I can't remember if this is loud, so here we go. Once you got it nice and mixed up, go up like I'm on 2. I'm not going to pause this so you can see. I hope you can see. This will take a few minutes, just like with the ice cream, but we'll get there. Now I'm going to go up 1 more. So this is mine on 3. You're looking for what most people would call a stiff peak. So if you were doing this just with the heavy cream, you would, it's stiff peak. You'll feel the difference as you're doing it, and you'll see the lines change that your blender leaves behind. And I can feel it. It feels like it's resisting. I'm going to bring this up. You can see that it's not falling. And there we go. Okay. Let me put this in my sink. We'll be right back. So what am I doing now? I'm going to take my pan. I told you I don't like crust. You can see we have a nice thick consistency. It's not falling back on itself. It is nice and thick. See that? So all you want to do now is put this into your pie pan. You can see, hopefully, how thick this has turned. Now all you want to do is, if you have your pie crust in here or not, you're just going to smooth this out. Okay. Now, from here you can put anything on this that you want. Sorry, I've got some of this on my fingers. It'll be fine. That's what the paper towels are for. I'm going in with some black cherry topping. I do have some apple pie filling that I made not too long ago, but I don't particularly care for the apple pie filling on cheesecake. But you can do blueberries, strawberries, cherries. You could do a chocolate syrup if you really wanted to. You do whatever you want. Make it your own, okay? This is good for at least 3 days. No, it is not a baked cheesecake. I'm not lazy. I just don't like baked cheesecake. I'm one of those weird people. I've been making this for a very long time. I've always liked cheesecake. My mom makes cheesecake. She doesn't eat it, but she likes to make it. All right, 1 second. And then you won't have one of these, but if you do have one, they're handy. It's I believe they're muffin carriers, but they come with a, you know, like a thing that you put on the inside for the muffins, or they're also deviled egg carriers. So what I do is, I don't like to wrap mine with plastic wrap. That's just me. I literally just put this in here, put the lid on it, and then I put this in my refrigerator. I hope this helps. I've seen a lot of people ask how to stabilize cheesecake when you're not in the U.S. and you can't get block. So honestly, I hope this helps. This is an easy peasy recipe. I make this probably once a month. My husband and I love cheesecake. Again, we just don't like the crust, okay? I hope that you give this a try. I hope you love it, if not like it. If you're in the U.S. and you have a block, feel free to go ahead and add a 1/2 cup to 1 cup of that heavy cream when you're mixing in your cream cheese, because this will help it not be as... Sometimes cream cheese can get dry. This will help avoid that, okay? Anyway, like I was saying, give this a try. Hope you love it, if not like it. And if not, I hope you find the recipe that's out there for you. And as always, have yourself a very wonderful day.